What up, New York Giant Nation and football fans all over the world? It is your boy, MacDaGiantsFan, coming at you with a special edition of the True Blue Preview, the Super Bowl 57 special. Only thing that can make this special even sweeter is if the New York Football Giants were actually taking part in this football game on Sunday. However, that's not how the chips crumble, man. But what we do have are what I believe are the two best teams in the NFL facing off Sunday for the ultimate prize. We got representing the AFC, led by MVP of the league, Patrick Mahomes, the Kansas City Chiefs. Representing the NFC, led by who I'm assuming, I don't know officially, but I'm assuming was the runner-up for the MVP award, Jalen Hurts. The Philadelphia Eagles, a team us New York Giant fans are all too familiar with. But what we also have in this game is the number one offense in Kansas City, the number one defense in the Philadelphia Eagles, and something's got to come to a head this game on Sunday. This is probably on paper one of the most epic Super Bowl matchups in quite some time. On paper, you literally have, like I said, the two number one seeds, the two absolute best teams in football. Because just because you're the number one seed, that's not what necessarily makes you the best team from your conference. Things worked out, record, whatever, but you could have came kind of stumbling into the postseason, not playing your best football in the postseason, and you kind of slid through. Things can work out sometimes, depending on how the season progressed. But with these two teams, they literally were consistent all season long, and they were the absolute best teams in football. The best team from the NFC, the best team from the AFC, hands down. So let's talk about it a little bit, man. Patrick Mahomes, man, coming into this, like I said, just received the league MVP award at the NFL Honors Show. And Patrick Mahomes, man, he's a robot. He's right now is absolutely hands down the best QB in the business. And to me, there is not anybody that's even you can put into the same breath as him right now. Patrick Mahomes sits up here on his own tier, all by himself, standing there, looking down at everybody else. And that's just facts, folks. And there's some other really, really great quarterbacks in this league, obviously. You got the Joe Burrows and Justin Herberts, the aforementioned Jalen Hurts. Guys are all sensational quarterbacks, man. But none of them are on the Patrick Mahomes tier. This guy is most quarterbacks. You don't lose a weapon like Tyreek Hill in the offseason and come out and win the league MVP the following season. That's just not something that most quarterbacks would be able to do after losing a weapon the caliber of a Tyreek Hill. But Patrick Mahomes took a bunch of other guys who are none of them are Tyreek Hills and pretty much made these guys formidable competitors, man. He took the Juju Smith-Schusters, the Markel Carmans, they drafted the kid Sky Moore. They made the midseason trade for Kadarius Toney, and he's just made that work, man. Now, sure, he also has his all-pro tight end, Travis Kelce, who also, in my opinion, as far as tight end's concerned, sitting on the tier all by himself, up there all by his lonesome. Because once again, also, like I said about Patrick Mahomes, there's nobody else to me that's even in the same category as Travis Kelce at the tight end position in the NFL. But then you get this kid at running back, this Pacheco kid, man, came out of nowhere, man. I don't know how much they actually truly expected out of this kid, but they've gotten so much. This guy's a home run hitter. This guy can run between the tackles. This kid can literally do it all. He can come out the backfield and be effective in the passing game. So this Chiefs team, man, they just find a way to keep on rolling, man. The offensive line is much improved O-line this season with all-pro center Creed Humphreys leading the way. This Kansas City Chiefs team is definitely a force to be reckoned with in the AFC. Number one offense for a reason, man. Patrick Mahomes keeps this thing going, man. But the only problem is Patrick Mahomes has played through this entire postseason this entire postseason on a hobbled ankle. High ankle sprain, not an easy injury to deal with. There's a serious pain tolerance there. But Patrick Mahomes has been getting the job done, man. He showed so much guts in that AFC Championship game against the Cincinnati Bengals that week, which a lot of guys would have just absolutely folded, man. But he was out there still making all the throws, making all the plays that he had to make, man, and he was getting the job done. So hats off to Patrick Mahomes, man. He is a true leader and showing why he's a true leader out there, man. And also Andy Reid, man, this coach always another great coach. Is definitely going to be a Hall of Fame coach when it's all said and done, and deservedly so. Look what he did in his tenure with the Eagles. Didn't win any championships, but he had that team as a dominant force in the NFC for several years consecutively. And then he moves over to Kansas City here, man. And now he brought this team back to prominence, man. Already won one championship and has an opportunity on Sunday to win another one. So hats off to Andy Reid and that entire coaching staff and the things they do out in Kansas City, man, because that's an amazing organization and they're just really, really good. Let's skip to the Eagles a little bit, man. Like I said, I'm almost certain Jalen Hurts probably came in or was the runner-up for the MVP award because who else could have been? This guy could have just as easily won the MVP award with the things he did. And had he not missed the couple of games he missed late in the season, probably would have won the MVP award, to be quite honest. Not to take anything away from Patrick Mahomes. But Jalen Hurts had a sensational season. And this Philadelphia Eagle team, it pains me to always have to admit this, but it's the truth and it's the facts, and I can't lie to my audience because I'm a bitter New York Giant fan, because I'm not. Right now I'm a football fan, and I got the football hat on, and I'm just telling you that the Philadelphia Eagles, in my opinion, were the absolute best team in the NFL this season. Not just the best team in the NFC, the best team in the NFL. I know they're sporting an identical record of the Chiefs, 14-3. But the Eagles, man, it was two of their losses came with Jalen Hurts on the shelf. So we'll put that. Let's let that sink in. Two of their L's came with Hurts on the shelf. All three of the Chiefs' losses came with Patrick Mahomes out there at quarterback. So that's one difference right there, which is why I believe Jalen Hurts probably should have won the MVP award as well, because the Eagles only lost one game with him at command, and every other game they were pretty dominant with him, other than that one loss against Washington. So let's and then also what the Eagles did in the postseason, absolutely went out there and obliterated the New York Football Giants. I mean, obliterated us. Like, it wasn't even a competitive football game. Giants didn't look like they belonged on the same field as the Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. Championship round, go out there and just steamroll the San Francisco 49ers as well. Now, granted, they had some quarterback issues in that game with Brock Purdy going down early, but it's not an excuse. Eagles still went out there and handled that business and kicked that ass all the way up out of the link in the championship game, and dominant performance, man, and very dominant performance as well. So let's get this straight. The Eagles' defense is absolutely phenomenal. So the Chiefs haven't faced anything like that all season at all. They haven't seen a pass rush like they're going to see on Sunday in this game. The Eagles have 4 defenders with double-digit sacks. 4. That is insane. That pass rush is going to be getting after Patrick Mahomes. So if he is hobbling around like he was against Cincinnati, to be quite frank, it could possibly spell disaster, because the Eagles' defense is going to get there. Now, I know I just said that the Chiefs' offensive line is improved. It's improved, but it's still not necessarily great. But it is improved. It's definitely improved from like a year ago. They drafted well and brought some pieces in. But this Eagle pass rush is something different, man. It hits differently. Trust me, I'm a fan of a team that played this team twice. Well, 3 times actually this year now, counting the postseason. This Eagle pass rush definitely hits different. And then the back end is nice too. The back end, I mean, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, what a pickup that was from the Saints, man. What an absolute pickup that was from the Saints. Come out, missed all the time that he missed, and I believe still led the league in interceptions. Still may have led the league in. I mean, this pickup was just serious. So this Eagle team, they turn the ball over. They get after the quarterback. They got maybe possibly the best cornerback tandem in the league in James Bradbury and Darius Slay. I mean, it's like, what does this Eagle team not do well? Well, it's not a lot that they don't do well. But any chance you got against this Philadelphia Eagle team is establishing that run game. And that's the best chance you got against them, man, because pretty much nothing else really works. Nothing else really works. The one, like I said, that's you got to run the ball at them, and you got to get it going, and you got to be effective with it, and you got to control the clock on this Eagle defense because it's ferocious, man. You got to try to wear these guys down, and they get, like I said, they just get after it, man. Offensively, I know I just mentioned the Kansas City Chiefs, the best offense in the league. It's not that much better than the Philadelphia Eagles, to be quite frank. So it's kind of almost an even matchup when it comes to that. This Philadelphia Eagle offense can score points with anybody. Weapons all over the place. Strong running game. Hit you with a trio of running backs. Speaking of running backs, Kenneth Gainwell Jr. has come into his own in this postseason. Their number 2 running back, Kenneth Gainwell Jr., he has come into his own this postseason with 2 really strong performances. And then Miles Sanders, obviously, we already know what Miles Sanders is. Had his first 1,000-yard season this year. Big year, man, for Miles Sanders. And then they got the little scrappy Boston Scott that they'll throw in the mix and hit you with that. That's the thing, the beauty of this Eagle team, is they hit you with everything they got, man. They don't hold nothing back. They hit you with, if you're on their roster, you're on their roster to contribute. And then receiving game, man, they got 2 number 1 receivers. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, they're both number 1s. They're both number 1. There's no 1 and 2 there. They're both number 1 guys. Dallas Goedert, their tight end, one of the top tight ends in the league, obviously. No, he's no Travis Kelce, but he's still a top guy at his position as well. He's in that top 5 mix. So this team and offensive line, forget about it. This is the best offensive line in football. All straight up, all the way across, tackle to tackle. It is the best O-line in football. So they already don't make it easy for you anyway. And then with the things that Jalen Hurts can do with his legs as well as with his arm, yeah, forget that Jalen Hurts can't throw stuff. Please, people, stop even remotely trying to say that. The kid can sit in the pocket and kill you. The guy can get out the pocket and kill you. He can run all over the damn place. So this is a great matchup right here that we're going to get Sunday, man. And I hope the game lives up to what the matchup looks like on paper, man. Number 1 offense against number 1 defense. Something's got to give. You know what they say. Offense sells tickets. Defense wins championships. With that being said, man, that's what I'm about to sit here and do right now. I'm about to tell you right now that I'm a believer in that statement. I am a believer in that statement. And I do believe that the better football team is the Philadelphia Eagles, and that they will get out there and get the job done against the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday in the bowl. It is hard to say that. I don't necessarily want to see that, but at the same time, that's what I believe it's going to be. The Philadelphia Eagles 38, the Kansas City Chiefs 33. 38-33, Philadelphia Eagles, man, win this Super Bowl 57, man. I think ultimately the defense is going to be too much, and it's going to ultimately overwhelm the Chiefs a bit with a hobbled Patrick Mahomes, man. I know they're saying all the right things in that building. He can do everything he needs to do. He's looking better. He's looking good. He's not 100%. And this Philadelphia Eagle defense is going to get after it. Nick Sirianni, people can say what they want and knock this man as a coach and try to say, like Julian Love, unfortunately, came out and made the statement that anybody could coach this team. Not true. And you shouldn't discredit a man like that because that's just not true. Nick Sirianni has done a great job with this Philadelphia Eagle football team, and I'm going to give that man his props too, man. He's a good, strong, young head coach in this league right now, and he's doing a great job with this group of guys in Philly, man. So I do believe that that's ultimately what it's going to come down to, that the head coach, that the defense is going to kind of overwhelm the Chiefs, get to a point where they overwhelm the Chiefs because they're going to keep coming the whole game, 60 minutes, man. This team does not quit. And then, like I said, they can go blow for blow offensively, I believe. It's like I said, Chiefs are number one offensively, but like I said, it's not like it's so much better than the Eagles' offense. Eagles' offense is got to be 2 or 3, probably. That's how good they can do whatever they can win, beat you any way they have to, man. If that means grinding it out, they'll beat you. If that means letting Jalen Hurts air it out, they'll beat you that way too, man. So I just think the Eagles had the edge here because technically, to my opinion, they are the better team. They just check all the boxes. I believe this team with a healthy Jalen Hurts down the stretch would have finished the season 16-1. That's how good they were. That's exactly how good they were. That with a healthy Jalen Hurts, they would have probably finished this game 16-1. I mean, finished this season 16-1, and we wouldn't even be talking about who the best team in football is. We would definitely know it was them. But I believe they are, and I believe they're going to win this football game. Everybody, man, this has been Mac the Giants fan for a special edition of the True Blue Preview, Super Bowl 57 style, baby. Make sure y'all go out there, enjoy that game, sub up, like, all that good stuff, and definitely make sure on Wednesday you tune in for another special edition of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup with my guy, the super dope co-host, Adam Costas. We'll be bringing that special Super Bowl, post-Super Bowl edition to you on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then we'll be seeing you along the way during the off season, man. Here and there, sprinkling some episodes in here and there. Probably do something maybe during the combine, maybe. Do a little something draft time. And then definitely when we start getting these OTAs popping, we'll be back probably pretty much in full swing. So just make sure y'all tune into that on Wednesday. And just remember, enjoy the game on Sunday because it should be a great one for the ages. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan, man. I'd like to thank you all for listening. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MacDa Giants fan.